Hello viewers, well here I am then at the WRC Esports World Finals and you can see the players here practicing. It's my first time coming to a WRC Esports final. Obviously we've covered a lot of WRC 8 this year and of course we've had the recent patch. We've got to check that out as well. I believe a lot of these players are running here. This is a pre-patch, but they're running here on quite powerful PCs, so it's running nice and smoothly and it looks great as well. And these guys are going to be on top of their game. Now what we're seeing here is a qualification. If we just look over here as well, we've got more players who are just competing in the qualification. Only 4 of them will make it to the final. So there's suddenly a period now where they've got to get set up, they've got to get a feel for the courses they're going to be running today. 8 courses have been selected. Obviously you've got to practice all of them. There's always going to be some courses and surfaces that you're better at than others, but they've certainly worked it so there's going to be a challenge for all of these players to sort of maximise their skills, and we may see some of the various sort of weather effects come into play as well. So either way, an exciting day ahead. I'm going to see if I can catch up with a couple of the players as they work their way through, depending on how well they qualify, and really just trying to gauge the emotional atmosphere, but also give you guys watching some feedback in terms of what it's like being at an esports final for WRC, perhaps some tips from the top players, and perhaps if you want to get involved next year, we'll follow some of this, see how it proceeds, and then certainly we'll have more information on the website as to some of the action. But let's see some of the action from the day. So the stage was set and looking fantastic as well. Really nice atmosphere. I mean, we had a rehearsal day. A lot of the players, some of them have met each other, but some new players there as well. And it's always a very welcoming atmosphere. There's a mutual appreciation and passion for the gaming. And you can see here the players lined up awaiting the selection of stages that were going to be used in the qualifying rounds of the tournament. And there they are, as they've been called out. So this was a good fun part of the day that didn't make it to TV or streaming, which was a bit of a shame because I actually found the qualifying to be sort of more exciting, a lot more going on, very competitive between all the different drivers. They all had very different styles. You can see here just the difference between John in the background there and Jonathan a bit closer to us, who both had very different styles in the way. Jonathan was much smoother, whereas John Armstrong there would really sort of, sort of strangle the car, as it were. He'd get grabbed by the neck and he would really ring it round corners, and he was manhandling it everywhere really. And Jonathan here was much smoother, using the throttle, and but at the same time very consistent. And he had one problem there in qualifying, which unfortunately blew it for him. But it was competitive between all the guys there. We had Marco there, who used a Logitech wheel and had never used a Thrustmaster wheel, so he literally had to learn how to use the wheel, which probably took him 4 rallies to get there. And then when he did catch up, well, it was too late. So when you turn up to these events, if you do have the equipment that they use actually at the event, it is a big help to just getting the feel straight away. And if you don't have a rig or you don't have the wheel, then obviously there is some disadvantage in terms of the time you have to practice. But either way, just a little bit of on board here. You can see how these drivers approach the jumps, the lumps and bumps. It's the bumpy bits that are tricky. Sections like this that are flat out, where you hit bumps very hard. Notice he was bearing to the left there. These are all little techniques. What lines are people taking through sections flat, so the car can get some air and it can land in a stable fashion. Certainly ringing the neck of these cars. It was really impressive to see how rugged and flat these guys were through some of these sections where I would normally lift. They're going flat, but they know where the car will lift up and where it's going to land and how they can get into those corners and flow it and drift it as well. And there's some good drifting action going on there. So that was pretty good fun. And then at the end of this, we showed the qualification. Who qualified where, who were going to be the 4 finalists. Let's take a look at the announcements.
The 7th position for GHTM. The 6th position we have Jono.
The real champion!
Big crack on the left stage.
That's
That's
completely
okay.
yeah.
Fifth position goes to Mihailo. Which means that you are the 4 finalists. Fourth position goes to Noel. Third position for Sumi. Do you have any idea of who is first and who is second? Between those two? Second position is for Jonas Ford. The third position for Nexon.
So the 4 finalists were confirmed, and I decided to catch up with all of them for a few words about qualifying, about their thoughts for the final.
I'm doing good for the moment. I'm really confident, so we'll see how well we manage to be champion again. But I think I will do it. I'm confident.
Lohan, a man of few words but great driving talent. We'll see how he gets on.
Yeah, this morning went pretty well for the first, the semi-final of 8 stages. I sort of was messing around with my wheel settings a little bit here and there. I didn't have enough force feedback, so I turned that up a little bit. Seemed to bring my consistency up a bit more, which was good. I just came into today with the expectation that the game WRC 8 is more realistic than the last game, so I thought that would pay dividends to me coming from real life stuff before I'd done esports. But yeah, there's been a really high level, especially Axel today. He's been really good. You can definitely tell he's had many hours learning the stages. So we'll just see what happens for the final now. You know, you just have to go with the flow. Try to keep nice and clean. Go as fast as you can. Take some risk, but not too much. And yeah, anything can happen. So I'll just try my best to put in the best performance I can.
John, always the professional and very, very committed in his driving. I love the determination and the way he handles the car through the course, and always a competitor.
So on the first part of the semi-final is going well for me, except the last stage. In Germany I did some mistake. I had some spin over, but the time wasn't too bad. After the semi-final one I was in 3rd place and I can manage to take it after the semi-final too. So yeah, I'm on the final. I'm really relaxed and I'm very confident, but I know that I only can reach the 3rd place, I think. But we will see, anything can happen.
Peter, not necessarily thinking he got the chance to win it, but knowing that he's got the competitive speed if it comes together.
Yeah, well, it was quite hard because I didn't know most of the stages that have been picked. I didn't know 4 out of the 8 that we had. Will be good. Feel pretty good. I will go for it. Now to me it's only bonus, because I finished 4th in qualification. So now I can the worst result I can have is 4th. So I will try to go higher.
So despite not knowing some of the stages, Dylan is a competitor and obviously, like the others, very talented to get to this stage. So it was onto the competition. After some more practice, I had a few more words. So elsewhere throughout the day then, I'm just going to have a little rummage around, a look behind the scenes. I'm also learning about how the players are adapting themselves to the different rigs that are here, getting the pedals, the wheel set up, all the little details that they need, as well as the details of running behind the scenes an esport competition of this scale. And of course this is where the commentary team will be later today. It's good to see how it all is from sort of their perspective as well, and of course there'll be a live audience as well, just bring a bit of atmosphere, and we'll see how that develops. But certainly we'll look at a bit more now of the action and see what else is happening in the racing. So that is on to the competition itself. We welcome the players on stage, and you'll see all of this in the WRC stream as well, the official stream of the event. And of course then the players took their seats and went through the different rally stages, and very competitive it was as well. A bit of a shame for John Armstrong that there was a technical error for him where power was removed from his PC, but either way, it was still very competitive between all of them. But LOHAN was the star of the day, and I was just zooming in from the audience here, trying to give you guys a look of what it was like on the screen there. These guys absolutely going for it. But at the end of the day, it was LOHAN who won the event. He was comfortably ahead. John tried to, with all of his might, to get there, and of course Peter and Dylan very close in the runners-up spots. Excellent to see this level of driving skill sort of brought together, and just the event growing year on year as well. And I'm not necessarily reviewing the event today. I think there's always room for improvement, taking this further forward, but we are in that next growing age of esports, and we'll see how it comes together. So let's hear a little bit from LOHAN.
So happy, I just can't believe it yet. It's just incredible. I did what I expected, a bit of mistake of course, but really managing to my race and my run, so really happy. Brennick won on Wales. I did some 2 stupid mistakes, but yeah, it's okay because I went faster on the 2 other stages because they were really long, so I could get over these stupid mistakes. Yeah, it's been incredible, and in general it has changed my life. It's crazy. You can't even imagine how happy I am to be part of this competition.
And so viewers, that's the end of the WRC Esports 2019. It's been an interesting day. It's been some exciting racing, there's been some stress, and seeing the different players pushing themselves to the limit, and it's been interesting to see how it's all come together. The convergence of rallying and racing games, motorsport and video games coming together. You see now the sets all being taken down. It is the end of another year of WRC Esports, and it all goes away again, and then it will come back next year bigger, stronger and better than ever before. I've enjoyed my time. Congratulations to LOHAN on his result today, and do keep an eye on the channel, do like and subscribe. We'll be streaming my journey through WRC in the coming weeks on Twitch, seeing how I get on. It won't be as quick as these guys, but I'll certainly be learning how to play the game on another level and learning what I can while I've been here as well. It showed the commitment these guys have to their driving and their speed. It really is something else. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon. Hello viewers, well thanks for watching the video today. Do like and subscribe, it supports what we do. Do become a YouTube member. YouTube Patreon supports all of our content you see on the channel, and of course lots of gaming from retro to modern games. I love it all in terms of racing action. So click on one of the 2 videos just there to find out more.